You Are Here is sponsored by Uni. Start your story. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so that you never miss an episode. What's up, everybody? As you know, I am your favorite host, Crystal Luster, and welcome to You Are Here. We are in a new setting. Of course, we're here at OBE Studios out in Maryville, Indiana. Just a quick little change up for a couple episodes until we can move back downtown Chicago, but definitely check out OBE. Shout out to them for allowing us to use the space. I am so excited to have a very dear friend of mine, Torrian Taylor, who is just an amazing human. We've been friends for a really long time. We met, man,
Hidden Manor.
10 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
almost. Yeah, almost 10
ago.
years ago at Hidden Manor Cafe in Matson, a Black-owned restaurant. We were hosting an open mic together.
Yep.
And for those of you who don't know, you will know super soon if you have not already seen it. Like, Chris got a lot of things in the bag. You know, I had a new poem coming out. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. But yes, this man, his mind, crazy. Like, he could probably make a poem right now just sitting here because that's how his brain works. But yeah, been knowing each other for a long time, and just I'm very honored to be, a friend of his because he is very passionate about helping people, about making systems work, incredibly intelligent, amazing father, like all the different things, just a Black man to be admired. So y'all just need to, you know what I'm saying? We have to honor and love on our men, our Black men, and thank you for coming and being a guest.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So as you all know, and well, you may not know if it's your first time watching or listening, and I don't know if you know for sure, but You Are Here really has just been developed about around the topic of figuring out where we are. You know, life is a map, and sometimes it get a little crazy, and you're looking at it like, where's that little red dot to locate where I am? So I want to know where you are. We've talked a little bit about, what you got going on. Like, where do you feel like you are in life?
I think in life, I'm really in I would say a transitory space, right? I was speaking to somebody a couple weeks ago, and I told them like the pivot ain't permanent, right? And so
wait, run that back.
The pivot ain't permanent.
The pivot ain't permanent.
All right. So you think about it, life will throw some very unfortunate or unforeseen circumstances your way, right? And it forces you to pivot. Just like you were a basketball player or, any sports athlete, right? You have to pivot in order to make the right shot. And sometimes you got to pivot, but that pivot isn't permanent, right? It's putting you in a position to either make the shot, to learn something new, to achieve a different goal, to walk in a different destiny, right? So I think I'm in this place of transition where everything that I thought was going to be is not, right? And so as I begin to navigate this new space, I'm learning how to pivot on the drop of a dime and realizing that those changes aren't permanent or that pivot isn't permanent, but it's to position me. So
interesting. So a transitional phase, which I feel like the more that I adult, the more that I am navigating adulthood, the more I feel like it is just a constant pivot. Like, remember when you were a kid and you thought like, okay, A to B, like
that's it.
I'm a teen and I'll be an adult, and I have this straight line of different things. Like when we used to have those projects and like, I don't know whatever class, where we would have to draw a timeline, and you draw one straight line, and then you'd have like all these different things to like, it probably history class or something like that, to signify dates, and like this happened in 1800 and this happened in 1900. Guess what though? Life is more like this.
Yeah.
Instead of like this. It was misleading, and the education system should be reviewed for many reasons, but especially that one, because I thought it was going to be here to here. And now you're pivoting and pivot back and pivot forward and pivot up and pivot down. And it's exhausting.
But it's not permanent.
It's not permanent, which makes it even more exhausting because I want to just go from A to B.
Facts.
That might be boring. And it does not exactly build character. So I'm not saying that I regret the pivots, but, it's a lot. And I think what I really like about what you said about pivoting, it makes me think about it's not permanent, so it teaches you to be fluid, right? And I feel like that's the thing that I learned. Shout out to Sabrina. She was my boss on the first big film that I worked on, and the thing that she told me while I was there, she was like, "We're like water. We're fluid like water," because there were constant changes every single day. Shout out to SAG, shout out to WGA. Like, we are back in business. Production is picking up. All your favorite shows are coming back. Shout out to pilot season, because this is my year. Y'all prepare to be sick of me. Prepare to be sick of me, because recurring role is coming.
Let's go.
But like, I remember being on set in production, things change so quickly because you never know what's going to happen. And it's a lot like life. And I think that's why I love film and television so much, because it's art imitating life, and it's very much pivot. And you have to be like, if you are rigid and you are stubborn and don't want to move, it makes it very difficult. But if you are fluid, you yield to the pivot.
Absolutely.
Then it makes it a little bit easier, like when you're on a roller coaster. Could you imagine being stiff on a roller coaster?
You're just tight. It hurts.
The whiplash.
It hurts.
The whip, because some of the rides, them old rickety ones, got you, going real. But if you fluid, it doesn't hurt as bad. It's a little annoying because you just want to just get to where you're going, but it doesn't hurt as bad. So, question for you, because this is something that I feel like I struggle with. Pivot is not permanent, right? But you also said that, you've had to digest things not going the way that you thought that it would. So like, how do you deal with that process? How do you deal with the grief of things being forced to pivot? And, it's like, I had a plan and that plan died essentially.
That's actually a really great question. I think we have in our minds the way things are going to go, right? And whatever higher power you serve, whether it be God or whomever, there is a direction that is already set for you. And so to your point about being fluid, you have to be able to embrace change, right? And so as a leader, I've learned, change management strategies. And they're so transferable to life, because you're going to be forced to change. You're going to be forced to adapt. And so for me, it's allowing myself to process what I'm feeling, right? When something happens, you're not wrong for feeling what you're feeling, but taking the time to understand what you're feeling will help you to know why you're feeling that thing. And so, being a father, right? I thought at 35 I would be married and all these good things. It didn't happen that way. But I still had to pivot and say, okay, I got to be the person that my children need, and the man that I want my daughters to see and marry, and the man that I want my son to grow up to become. Circumstance can't affect that, but I can navigate through that despite circumstance, right? And so it's, I don't want to keep coining this word, but it's learning how to pivot amidst chaos, amidst ambiguity, amidst the unknown, right? And then being able to sit with yourself and say, like, all right, cool. It didn't go the way that I wanted it to, but what did I learn, right? I think you and I talked about this a long, long time ago. You never, you don't win or lose. You win or you learn.
Yes, yes, that is one of my favorite phrases.
Yeah. So, if you allow yourself to digest and process what you're feeling, you will learn something, and that lesson will propel you into the next journey of your life, right? So it's just really about sitting down and allowing yourself grace, right? And allowing life grace, because life be lifing, right? And so if you allow every single thing that you experience to impact you or to throw you off your track, right, you'll never get to your destination. You'll stay here.
Yeah, I often think about the treadmill, right? Y'all, listen, y'all know I have lost a lot of weight over the last year. Shout out to me.
Shout out to you. For sure.
But, I did it mostly with diet, because it's 80% diet, right? So I was able to shed a lot of weight, changing my eating habits. But like, now I'm getting into working out because I got a tone. And when I tell you, I hate the treadmill with a passion. I know that there are so many different benefits to it, and like all those different things, great, whatever. I think my problem with the treadmill is that it reminds me of being stagnant in life, right? Not to make it too deep, but you think about it. You put in all of that work in one place. You don't go anywhere, right? And that's not to say that sometimes you're stuck in a place Because there's another saying that I like: grow where you're planted. Sometimes you're stuck in a place and you have to just grow up. You can't grow out. You can't move. You have to just grow where you're planted. You have to just sit and be still. And I get that. And that's fine. And there are benefits to it. But I think when you have a momentum and you're trying to get somewhere, right? We're looking at the map of life. You are here. I'm trying to get over there. There's only so much growing right here that I can do.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're looking at an actual map, like a road map, if the road is shut down, there's construction or an accident or something, and you're stuck. Yep. But you're not always going to be that way, because pivot isn't permanent.
Eventually
right?
the traffic is gonna move.
You know what I'm saying? Eventually it's going to move, and you have to go somewhere. So like, I feel like when I'm on a treadmill, I do so much better if I'm walking outside, if I have somewhere to go to distract me from the fact that I hate working out. Just like I hate having to deal with transition, because it's like, I had a plan. But whatever, life be life is. So you have to keep going. So that's good though. Like I feel like I'm learning to give myself grace. I'm not very good at it. I give everybody else grace. But myself, I'd be like, what are we doing?
Stringent.
Trying to work on it. So you're here, right? You're a father, you are a business owner, you are a professional, you help deal with systems and corporate. And you also have Daddy's House. Tell us a little bit about Daddy's House.
So Daddy's House is an organization that put together really to help men get the resources they need to be better fathers. Right. When I became a dad, I didn't have a dad, so I didn't have an example, no one to look up to, right? And so a lot of the things that I learned were trial and error. And so shout out to the brothers of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. But one of the things that we talk about is being a bridge builder. And so it's very important that as the younger generations come, and even, peers alike, we have a way to bridge the gap of knowledge, the gap of resources. And so, a lot of things are going to be coming in that space, podcast dropping soon, but we really want to just say, hey, brother, what do you need? How can we help you? Maybe you're dealing with some things that I've dealt with, maybe it be core, maybe it be, whatever it is, right? How can I give you resources and knowledge and a brotherhood and a partnership to help you overcome the obstacle or bridge the gap in the lack of knowledge that you may have? So, it's more of a passion project, but I think one of the things that I was very adamant about was making sure that we create resources so that way brothers don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? So if I would have had me a lot younger, I probably could have navigated this fatherhood journey a little bit differently, but learning how to pivot, each of those lessons put me in a different position where now, as I embark on this journey with a teenager and toddler, I'm able to be more versatile, right? So, at Daddy's House coming soon.
What I love about that, first of all, again, I told y'all, thebomb.com, like I told you. But like, one of my favorite sayings, I think I wrote this I was so corny in high school. I wrote this for my yearbook quote.
Oh, jeez.
I think this was the one. I said, you know what? No, scrap that. I forgot what I said. I know it was something corny, like, and not corny like teenage corny. It was like old woman in a teenage body corny. Jeez. But one of my favorite sayings that I feel like I don't necessarily say that I've coined it, but it's something that I live by, is that a lack of resources breeds creativity. And I feel like 100%. What I lack, what I do not have, I get creative.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, shout out to my mama. I'm doing a lot of shout outs today. I feel like I'm telling y'all, one day I'm gonna get one of them pew pew. You know what I'm saying? Pew pew pew. I'm always saying that. I promise. Somebody help me. I need a DJ. Okay, I need a team. We need to bring together. There we go.
Shout out.
But my mom always says, take what you got and make what you can.
Absolutely.
But like, I feel like when you have a lack, maybe you don't have anything, right? But in imagination, you have a drive. And people always say, where there's a will, there's a way. I always say, where's your will? If there's a will, there's a way, then where is your will? Like, find your will to do it. And it's like, you got to get creative.
Yeah.
You've done that with developing, like, as long as I've known you, you've always developed a way to make something out of nothing.
Absolutely.
And so I feel like that's a very important tool to have as you're navigating where you are and where you're going. So that being said, where do you feel like you are trying to head now?
I think where I'm at now is a place, or where I'm trying to go is to a place where life is free, right? I listened to a podcast that Andre 3000 was on. He says, I don't want to do anything that I don't feel anymore. Like if I don't feel led or compelled to do something, I don't want to just do something to be busy. Like I would rather be impactful than famous, right? I would rather be productive than busy, right? We've gotten so caught up in this culture of like the grind and being on the go and being busy. Well, when you run a business and you coach football, you have children and you're traveling and you're busy. But what impact are you having being busy, right? What mark are you leaving in the lives of the people who will come before you? And so I think for me, I really want to put myself in a position where the work that I'm doing is impacting the lives of other people, right? And so from, my coaching and consulting company, Ovation, to a daddy's house, I want to create resources that allow men and people and leaders to have experiences, to learn from their experiences and say, hey, like this is what I experienced. And I come in and say, okay, well, what did you learn from that? And how has that propelled you to get to the next level in your career, the next journey in your life? And so, doing impactful work and just living, right? Like everything's a check box, right? We got to check off. I got to go to work. I have to do this. I have to do that. When in reality, we get to do those things. And so I want to be more present and enjoying the life because you only get one. And so when you really sit down and digest that, you only have one life, right? And there are a lot of people who spend their latter years wishing they would have done things in their former years, and people in their younger years can't wait to get older so they can relax and retire, right? And so we have it all backwards. It's really just about enjoying what you have right now. And so, I want to enjoy traveling and I want to enjoy watching my children grow up and I want to enjoy business, but I don't want to do it in a manner of which I have to do it or I'm forced to do it. Like I want to go to work because I want to go to work, not because I have to go to work. And so I think that encompasses a whole different conversation, right? Financial freedom, emotional intelligence, right? Being in a place where the things that I do are by choice and not by force. And so I think that is the journey that I'm trying to create for myself. I tell this story to my boys, but no, it's not a dig, but because of the way we grew up, I went to 6 different grammar schools before I was 8th grade. And so I had to learn a lot about building relationships and emotional intelligence and how to connect. And so I looked at that and said, what did I learn from that? And how can I position my children not have to experience that? Right. And so, I think really just focusing on giving them a better life, a life where they can wake up every single day. And it's like, I watched my dad do this. I can do that. I saw my dad become the bros. I can do that. I watched my dad start a business and work and coach, and I can do that. But they don't have to take the same journey because I've paved the way, right? Shout out to my mom. She paved the way in a lot of areas. First nurse practitioner in the family. The first person to start a business. A lot of things she did inspire me. And so I want to be able to have that same impact and influence on my kids. So I think that's where I'm going now, being in the space of impact, influence, and freedom.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer that if anything that you do should have a positive impact.
For sure.
Another one of the sayings that I have that's on my on my website, or at least it used to be, my goal is always to leave a mark and not a bruise. I feel like everybody knows me as like this sunshiny disposition. I am a sunflower through and through. And I love making people laugh. I love bringing joy. I love bringing peace. And I know that's my calling and I'm comfortable with that. Like I am not the in your face, about to, start a fight, create a ruckus, run amok type of person. I can be. Don't try me.
You don't want that smoke.
Try Jesus. Don't try me now. Because if you poke the bear, bop, bop, and I do it again. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But I'm just saying, don't try me now. But like generally speaking, very pleasant, right? And I feel like there's very very much a real intention behind that. Like I want to leave a mark. I want to be a light in dark places because there are enough bruises. There
Absolutely.
are so many bruises on this earth, on other people, and it's like, what are we doing to change that?
For sure.
Yeah. And if each person did just a little bit to try to be a light, to try to leave a positive mark, the world really would be different.
Absolutely.
Like, makes me think of Miss Congeniality. I really do want world peace. Like, I do want world peace. It'd be great. But
movie selection still
I'm just saying, there was a lot of meaning in that movie. We need to go back and review it. But anyway,
1 or 2. There was 2 of them, right?
Yes, I enjoy both of them.
Okay.
I got something from both of them. I'm personally a very big fan of Regina King, and her and Sandra Bullock together was just great for me. And I loved in the second movie that it wasn't about a man; it was about a girl friendship, which was great because you don't need no man to be fierce and fabulous.
Oh, geez.
So
I hope y'all caught my face to look away. Oh, geez.
Anyway,
okay, well, back to it.
Back to it, okay. But yeah, I think that that's a very important thing to note along the path and along the journey is like, so you're here, you're in transition, you're in a pivot mode, trying to get to a place of, okay, everything, all the pivots that I've made, all of the changes and the transitions that I've made have created a positive impact on the other people. Like that's the goal. That's the not necessarily the destination, but the route that you're traveling. And I think that's that's commendable. So I really appreciate you sharing about, your journey, where you are, what you got going on with Evasion. Where can people connect? And
www.evationcoaching.com, EVATION coaching.com.
Okay. And then social media, do you have that up yet?
Not for Evasion.
Okay, yeah, it's coming.
And you don't want to follow my personal because it's boring. Ain't nothing but the bros and babies. That's it.
Bros and babies. That could be a whole new brand. Bros and babies.
The bros and babies. Okay. The bros with babies.
Because a lot of bros got babies.
Shout out to the bros, the babies.
Let me tell you something. Bros got babies out here in these streets, y'all. Sometimes I think what I forget that I'm in my 30s now. I think I feel like, even though I really feel like I'm 60, but I probably look like I'm in my late 20s.
Early 20s.
Early 20s?
Early 20s.
Okay. Okay. I got some sleep last night or whatever. But I think I be forgetting that I'm in my 30s. So when I be finding out that people got like all these kids, I be like, how we get kids with this girl?
Listen.
We in 30s. That's what people do. That's what happens. And I was like, oh, I guess I just missed the boat on that one. So far. We'll see. I'm on the dock. Call Unc with the chair. Call Unc with the chair. I don't know. I'm on the dock. Call Unc with the chair.
Listen, you can borrow one. I got 2 daughters, and so whenever you want to borrow one and just test it out, I got you. You got nieces and nephews.
I sure do, and so I love them like they my own.
You can go through all of the journeys. You can get 1 to 18.
Yeah,
and you can experience it. So let me know when you want to babysit.
Let me tell you something about these teenagers, though. Ooh, child, I love my babies. I do. I love them. Kylie and Isaiah, love them. BJ's a teenager now. Love them. Okay. Woo, child. These teenagers, though, I don't know how y'all parents. First of all, feeding them alone. I don't know how y'all doing it.
I have a 14-year-old. That's my size. So yeah.
R.I.P. to your pockets.
wear my gym shoes. Wear my pants.
R.I.P. to your pockets. Before I let you go, I have to. Before I let you go. Sorry.
I thought you was going a whole different way with that one. All right, cool.
Sorry. Before I let you go, your dad. Tell me a dad joke.
Oh God, dad joke.
Dad joke.
My son always hits me with these too, and I never keep them in my repertoire. I don't know.
You don't know a dad joke?
I don't know a dad joke.
I had one, but I kind of shared it already. Okay, I got one. It's really bad. Oh wait, no, did I share that one already? Okay, this is one of my dad's favorite jokes. He laughs. His laugh is funnier than the actual joke. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. Listen, okay.
How are you making me laugh at a joke? Come on now.
Okay. All right. So you are standing outside of the bathroom, and you're an African American, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you go in the bathroom, what are you?
An African American in the bathroom?
European.
Oh my.
My dad tells that joke at least once a week.
I'm gonna think about 20 dad jokes after this. But right now, I'm still drawing a blank.
And he's cracking up.
European.
He be cracking. His laugh is funnier than the joke. He be like, European.
Jesus Christ. And that just tickle you pink,
It
don't it?
does. I think what tickles me about it is how proud he is of himself when he tells the joke. He tells it like he's never told it before, and I'm like, Dad, you literally tell that joke every week. And I think that's what makes it a dad joke because he's just got like 5 good ones. He locked and loaded for life. Like
Right.
it's a revolver at this point. You just pew pew, don't know what you're gonna get, and I love it.
European. I'm selling that
European.
one. Shout out to Mr. Luster. I'm feeling that one. So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Where are you at in your journey?
Oh, now I'm getting interviewed.
This is the only question.
I am in the gray. I've been talking with my therapist about this, and I do not like this place. Oh, I don't like it at all. I do not like it. I am in the gray, very much so. And the reason why, as I've explained several times on this and other episodes, I'm very much a point A to point B type of person. I do not enjoy the pivots.
Yeah.
I adapt. I am not unwilling to pivot. I am not unwilling to grow because I'm all about growth. I'm all about, hard truth and figuring out what I need to do to be better. But I don't like it. And so I feel like I am in a place of gray. I am in a still place right now. I'm in a place of like, I see where I want to be, but I cannot get there yet because there are roadblocks and I have to grow where I'm planted. And I do not like it. So only because it's a little uncomfortable for me. I'm very much a always on the go, always, I just literally landed a couple nights ago. I unpacked, washed my clothes, repacked. I'm gone for the weekend. I'm going back home. Then I'm leaving for 2 weeks. And it's just always go, 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 go. And I chose this life. I'm cool with it. I'm happy with it. But a lot of that is connected to how my brain works sometimes too. And like when you're dealing with all of these different transitions, getting divorced and figuring out life after divorce and dealing with family issues and dealing with maintaining weight loss and dealing with friendships that are changing and ending and beginning and all of these different things. And it's like, okay, I just want to have this type of life. But I can't, especially when you're dealing with other people, you can't force other people to be what you need them to be in that moment for you to get to where you want to go.
That's real.
And so I find myself trying not to completely shut down, right? And I think the biggest lesson that I'm learning right now, I've always been very much a 0 or 100. There is no in between. There's no middle ground. There's no happy medium for me. I'm either all in or I'm all out. And a lot of times people will tell you like, yes, that's the way to go. Be all in or be all out. But sometimes it's just not feasible.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to be in the middle. Like, okay, I like you, but I'm not about to let myself fall all the way for you because we're still getting to know each other. Or, I like this career path, but I'm not going to let go of these other side hustles that I have until I really know if this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Or, I like I'm trying to figure things out and it's involving other people. So I'm moving at a pace that's comfortable for everybody. And that's hard.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to give myself grace because I'm a very passionate person. I'm a very all in. I'm a very, the type of friend that I am. I'm gonna check up on you.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna see how you're doing. And that's not always reciprocated. And so I struggle with continuing to show up when I don't get that reciprocity. So it's like, I don't want to show up no more, but I can't be that way.
Yeah.
And I think one of the best things that has been said to me recently, my friend Joy, I love Joy so much.
Shout out to Joy.
She's amazing.
Joy Hurd
is, yes, she did.
Yep.
Joy Hurd is amazing. She is a producer, production manager, field coordinator, all of that. She's killing the game in Atlanta in the film and television industry. And I was talking to her one day and I was like, you know what? I'm sick of just being this person that I am. I know, crazy, right? Shocker. I love being sunshine, but I'm like, I don't want to shine no more because like I'm just surrounded by clouds and darkness and I'm tired of shining.
But what if you are that one sunflower in a bed of dirt that somebody is walking past and they're like, man, it's just dark today. It's dark today. And they see you and you're the inspiration, or they look at your podcast, or they see you on film, or they look at because there's several days where you post something and one of those what is it, where you do the screen, the
Oh, the
green
reaction
screen, the
videos.
reaction videos, and I am dying laughing, and that is my medicine for a monotonous day,
Yeah.
right? And there may be other women who will look at your story and say, you know what, I'm going through a rough patch right now. I'm going through this. I'm trying to maintain weight loss, but I'm gonna be a sunflower. I'm gonna be planted right here, right? And so even in the midst of dirt, right, and gray, a sunflower still emits light, right? It has so many benefits for everything around them. So, man, be encouraged. Be encouraged. Your sunflower is definitely. I think one day somebody's gonna pick that sunflower and sit it on the counter, right? And every morning they'll get up and look at it. So be encouraged, man. Be
See, you
encouraged.
be having bars.
Yeah.
No, that I believe that.
Yeah.
And what Joy said to me, I told her, I'm like, I'm tired of shining. And she said, Crystal, you are the closest thing to real love that I've experienced in life. It broke me, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, if my sister, my best friend, like, if I'm an example of real love for her, and that's my ride or die. Like, I would do anything for her, you know. If like, how selfish would I be to dim my light just because it's not reciprocated in the way that I want it to be right now? You know, it doesn't have to be romantic. It can be this sister bond that I have. Like, I am setting an example. I'm leaving a mark. I'm creating impact, positive impact, simply by being myself. And is it hard? Yes. Do I feel like doing it all the time? No. But it's worth it. Absolutely. Because I am creating impact.
Being impactful.
Being impactful.
A Mr. Pivot.
European. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Please definitely make sure that you like, subscribe, share, all those good things. And until next time, I will see you later. Peace. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to subscribe and connect so that we can keep doing life together. Have a good one.